Welcome back to another session of the Curse Mantras with your host VGLP33. Let's go at it, shall we? I wonder if I can do the Hamlets next. No, I've got to battle. I've got to battle! Look, they're all like darkened out. No battle time! Can't do water. Can't do that one, can't do that one. Life. When I'm death, and I think there's an angel is life. So yeah, angel is life. Life angel. 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 Life, yeah. Okay. Ah! Shouldn't I actually have some death monsters? This is live. Anyway. Oh, yes. Okay. Not the enemy. Yay! Hit him anyway. Ah! Don't even know what that was. Mermaid, yeah, I love it. Almost got him. Yes. Yeah. Nine. We should have death creatures, but if we can do it. That's and that's and that's. Air. Mercurio, okay. Mercurio is the air. Mercurio is air. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think we've got fire out. Fire, water. Of course, it's cracking. Again. again. That's Arcana or the SNES game Arcana or Final Fantasy, yeah, for it. Excellent. Okay, let's do some visual novel stuff for the last half hour. Hang on, my glasses in a bit. Clean my glasses. Damn it. Can't do anymore. Let's go back to the hamlet. Let's go to oh no, mantras. I'm not entirely sure why I've come here or what I hope to achieve, but here I am. Mantras? The place looks empty like space, like the void. I feel a strange sensation, as if I'm being watched by countless eyes. That is, until Mantras shows up. Yes? So ahem. Whatever is on your mind, please speak or go away. We both have things to do. What happened to the others? I'm curious to know about the others. The others? Yes, the opposite lineman team. Since I decided to pick a side, I haven't seen them around here, only on the battlefield. As it should be. That's it. That's all they're going to tell me. No way. What happened to them? Answer me. What are you afraid of? That they died? By now you should know that this is not possible. I know that, which is why I'm asking the question, where are they? They're doing the same thing you're doing here, fighting battles, trying to gain power. That's impossible. I see all the pillars that I've unlocked. They all belong to me. No one has come to reclaim them. That's not how it works. They're just doing the same thing in another place. Identical to this one, yet separate. Interesting. It seems to confirm Siberia's theory that this is nothing but one of many parallel universes. Of course, I can't let mantras know. I'm going to play dumb. I'm good at it. They're going to believe me. Oh, I see. Who is winning? I'm doing what you told me. Since I can't see the others, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. What do you mean? Who is winning, right? I mean, if this is a sort of competition, there has to be a loser and victor, right? That's an interesting assumption you've made. What do you mean? Who says that there can't be two losers or two victors? Not this nonsense again. I just had to change topic. How did you become what you are? I'm curious about you. About me? Yes. How did you become what you are? Why do you want to know? I press my fingers to my temples and exhale deeply. Could you just, I don't know, not answer my question with another question just once? What if I told you that I'm not entirely sure myself? What? You all awakened here without any memory of what happened before, but you knew certain things. You had a sort of innate knowledge. Why couldn't that have been the same for me? Or perhaps I was once one of you many cycles ago, and I rose to power after defeating everyone who stood in my way. That's another way of doing it. What? Being vague, instead of answering my question with a question, she gave me more than one plausible answer. So in the end, I'm still unsure of what's going on anyway. Mantras doesn't say anything, but they seem to approve of what I just said. That's exactly what they want, to keep me in the dark, confused. When will this end? You know you said Parma's no raiding in this place, but I noticed there's a succession in the pillars, yes? What happens when I reach the last one, or when the battle's been fought? What happens when everyone has remembered their past, when there's no more mystery and nowhere to go? Then you come to me and the next step will be revealed. Next step? That's all I'm going to get, huh? Yes. Now go, your team awaits you, yeah. I'd stop just before the exit and turn my head to mantras. One last question, if you must. Do you know what happened to us? When we woke up, we couldn't remember clearly. We're starting to remember now, even if there's still work to do. We're starting to remember good. Yes, but the question is, do you know what happened to us, to each of us? What should I know about your past? You told us we all died of violent death, so you seem to know something. Once you remember, you all remember, everything will be clear. You know what you really want, and I'll be there to grant you this last wish, for that is my duty. The way they say it is different this time. It's almost like a veiled threat, as if they know what we did in our previous lives was bad. Like we deserve some kind of punishment, and that they are the one that will give it to us. I leave once again with more questions than I entered. The way they spelled it out was almost like a curse, as if there's no escape for us all. We will see. What about death? Like last time, I'm not thrilled about looking into my past. I'm restless, sure. A part of me still wants to know, but that excitement I initially felt is gone. Let's just get this over with. Taking the box in hand, I open it quickly this time, as if wanting to get it over with. The same faint tune makes a return, giving me an odd floating feeling as it reaches my ears. I'd like to know what happened with the debt I owe, but there's still no telling which memory the box will show me. As the song fades and the memory starts unfolding, I hear the sound of someone, a man most likely, groaning. Then I see an injured Ace lying on the ground, pain easily apparent in his features. Boss, what now? Should we kill him? I was so focused on looking at my bruised and beaten self that I'd forgotten to take in the rest of the scene. A number of thugs surround Ace, 6 smiles on their faces as delivering me whimpers like a dog. No! A deep voice booms throughout the building, a warehouse I think, and Xavier steps forward into the shadows. He stands tall, his rugged aura overpowering Ace's weakened will. There is a flicker of hope in Ace, however, over the fact that Xavier has at least put off his execution temporarily. It isn't easy to find a guy like him. Look, see how, after all the beatings he's been subjected to, he's still managed to keep his eyes open and beg for his life. I like his determination. We could use someone like him in our gang. I find myself thinking, don't do it. As futile as it is, it would be better to make a run for it, even in this weakened state. It might even be better to die. Living me doesn't see it that way, though. To him, this is a lifeline. He isn't worried about making a deal with the devil. He just wants more time. Can't exactly fault him for that. What do you say, boy? Do you accept my proposal right now? I will spare your life. Xavier crouches down so that he's face to face with Ace. Blood drips on Ace's nose and forehead, but he forces himself to look Xavier in the eyes. Yes, I accept your offer. I will work for you. Xavier beams at Ace, a proud smile spreading across his face as he hears Ace accept the offer. He then pats Ace on the head, the way a master does to his pet. Good boy. Xavier and his goons eventually leave, but not before Xavier gives Ace some details about his new work. So, what now? Am I a servant for the rest of my life? Xavier gave Ace a speakeasy to look after and manage. Publicly, it's a place where they sell drinks and entertain crowds. Secretly and illegally, the place is used for unlicensed exchanges of firearms and all sorts of dangerous weaponry. In a relatively short period of time, Ace managed to climb the ranks and become a star of the speakeasy. Being the manager certainly helped, but his ability to win customers is what really made him an asset. He had several tricks up his sleeve when it came to dealing with customers, but most of the time, all it took was his charming smile and a steady string of praises to get them to open up their wallets and spend more than they would have otherwise. That extra money went into the illegal side of the business without everyone not in the know, none the wiser. Maybe it's the wrong takeaway, but I honestly envy this Ace's talent. Wherever he went, he was a star of the evening. Me, though, all I am is dead and gone. Excuse me, can you tell me where I need to go to interview for the waitress job? I was told to head to a green room, but I can't find one. A petite female manages to catch Ace's attention with a sweet and soft voice. She looks uncomfortable being in a place like this. I see myself as in the living Ace, look the woman over from head to toe with a blanket special that makes me look dead inside. The woman, who is already uncomfortable, becomes more flustered and confused. Ace seems to be in deep in thought for a moment before he takes the woman's hand and pulls her in the corner away. The most hungry and curious stares. You need to leave. This place isn't for women like you. Muttering in a low yet audible voice, Ace looks around his surroundings and then back at the woman. His tension regarding something. What? Why? Listen, I really need the money. Can you just please let me know where the interview is going on? Visibly irritated and low-key offended, the woman scoffs. She seems to think what Ace is saying is rubbish. I'm sure it is not, though. I assume there is a good reason why Ace is trying to chase her away. If nothing else, keeping her away from Xavier and his gang is enough for one. This place isn't what you think it is. It's dangerous, especially for women like you. But when you enter this place, you got a bad feeling, right? If you're not going to listen to me, you should listen to your gut, because that's what's going to keep you from making a lifelong mistake. The woman hesitates, a subtle panic setting into expression. It seems that that was the right thing to tell her. I don't have a choice, so I need the money. And take this. Ace pulls a few stacks of notes and coins. He hands the money over to the woman and nudges her forwards towards the back of the exit. Clearly convicted, he crushes money in a helpless manner. There's no need to pay Matt, just get away from her. Don't tell anyone about this. The final push, Ace manages to convince the woman. As tears well up in her eyes, she nods her head and quickly leaves the speakeasy behind. I wonder if she's stunned. Even in this terrible place, in this terrible situation, Ace chose to be kind. That warms my heart. I watch myself standing there for a moment, looking lost. It takes a customer yelling to force Ace back into reality. Yeah. He puts a fancy smile on his fancy smile and heads back to do his job. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I return to Mercurio, and I'm surprised to find him waiting for me. I arch an elbow and he points to the camera. I saw you coming. That's something. Here. You think I'd leave all this unprotected? Does that make me a threat? No, you're too easy to keep out and nowhere near curious enough to find the things worth stealing. I risk making it obvious I'm looking for something? Never. He shakes his head and we head to the music box. Are you eager to know what's next? I'm eager to know everything. About yourself? I know those universes and limbo. I shake my head, giving up on a straight answer to a simple question. This man can turn a conversation about the weather into something over the top and ridiculous. The memory starts and we're dropped into a race. The hovering cars are at the start line, revving eagerly. You must be the Mercurio I've heard about. I can't wait to destroy you and use you to build my own frame. Just stay in your lane. Wow, with that kind of trash talk, I'm sure the other drivers just let you win, right? Because you have the fame and fortune already? Mercurio's hands tighten on the wheel. Does that bother you, that they kiss your ass and I won't? I'm going to show you how a real man drives. Mercurio knows it's the same man that's been talking badly about him in interviews, saying he cheats and that he buys competition, that some science nerd can't get anywhere without dropping some money. As soon as they start, Mercurio works to prove the idiot wrong. He pushes his car himself, everything into the limit. Still, the new band is playing close behind. Mercurio knows that the new pilot is going to overtake him soon if he doesn't do something wild. He looks at the failsafe that keeps him at a certain level and his hand hovers over the button. When a new pilot zings past, Mercurio hits the button. In slow motion, his car almost plows into the other guy as they take a turn. The new pilot clears it, sliding perfectly. Mercurio watches the cliff race approach. Hears his senses screaming, the crunch of metal and nothing. Just black surrounding him as the lingering echo of worthless stupid nerve blazes in his head like the ticking of a clock. Time passes and we see it sped up, charting days and days where Mercurio is unconscious in the hospital, connected to tubing with nurses constantly checking on him. When he finally wakes up, he growls and insults the nurses, trying to tell him to stay calm, to let them explain. He rips the blanket off and let him to get up. From the knees down, there's nothing. Mercurio stares at the place where his legs should be, then pauses. He blinks a few times, and the scream seems to shatter the memory. I take a sharp breath as my brain tries to process what's going on. But Mercurio, quick as a whip, is already working to destroy his room. He keeps saying the same thing over and over. It didn't happen like that. I won. That's a lie. Over and over he says it until finally I seem to find my own on switch and can do something. He needs to calm down. Calm down. Mercurio doesn't listen. He doesn't even seem to notice that I'm trying to stop him. He just keeps slamming things around, throwing things across the room. He always hits me with the hairy car parts as he pants. Mercurio looks at me and I see his temper flare hotter. It's the same story. That bully made me crash. But bullies take everything from me. They destroy my hopes, my legs, my entire future. Mercurio. He's actually scaring me. I take a few steps away from him and just throws another heavy object. I can't race anymore. Mercurio goes past me as his ragged breath continues. His eyes flick then stick to the music box. I swallow and move in front of it, afraid he's going to ruin it. You need to think about this. I'll be back later. With that, I take the music box and run. It's not going to be easy from here on. We're going to finish these memories. The task has to be completed. Woo. Water. After our last meeting, I'm not in the mood for any conversation. Once Kraken opens the door for me, since I want to knock this time, I set the music box down and we get going. Kraken watches me with an eyebrow raised. Are you in a hurry? I shrug. Blame the curiosity. The memory consumes us and we're looking over the horizon from the window of a citadel. The sun is high in the sky, meaning we can see further than imaginable. All the way across the turquoise sea and along the jungle until it blurs with the fog and fades into the rolling mountains that cut the skyline. The city stretches out beyond, lights and roads and rooftops. A younger general comes in, slightly shaky, with eyes wide as he looks over Kraken. Then he swallows and approaches carefully. Are you ready to leave, sir? My eyes flip and I look at the Kraken I know. He rubs his jaw but gives no other sign of question. The memory continues with the old Kraken motioning the boy forward. He waves an arm around them to get to the grand view they have as one of his hands claps down on the boy's shoulder. All of this, everything you can see, it's ours. Yes, sir. No empire has ever been or ever will be this big. The young man looks up and beams with pride. He nods. You did more for our kind than any god could ever. We will never forget you, your legacy, or the lives you made possible. Kraken smiles slightly, then nods and motions for the young man to leave. As the boy runs off, Kraken takes in the view again, eyes skimming the horizon. Just as he shakes his head and leaves, time jerks forward. We're back in the same war room we started in. Kraken is loudly discussing something with another general. For some reason we can't hear what they're saying, but I feel it. Kraken is leaving command. He's turning over his coat, his refined items and medals, and it seems like no matter what the others say, his decision is made. His eyes keep going to a ship that's perched just outside. It's obvious he's going to leave on that ship. He's tossing everything to the side to join in with the waiting, mismatched crew that's preparing the ship. It's the biggest ship and crew among the many on the decks. Time jumps again and we're on the ship. The crew, including more species and races that have been shown until now, sail the ocean together. They run about deck, calling out and checking with Captain Kraken. Over and over they take on waves. The crashing water drops across the deck like rain. As the memory dissolves, Kraken shakes his head. What happened? What is the meaning of this memory? It feels like an ending when we were just in the middle. The ship's crew is made of all races. Wow, your crew seem to have every race and species. That's what got you out of the memory. To me it's huge, and I bite my lip trying to figure out how to word it best. Why is that important or at all relevant? Maybe you rebelled against your own people after conquering so much of the world. Perhaps those in powers wanted to do something even worse, to enslave the other races and species of the world. Kraken arches an eyebrow at me. None of the people on that ship looked like they were forced to be there. They looked determined. Maybe you decided it was time to join a coalition and really hear everyone out to get back to the you that only wanted your place in the world. I remembered what it was like to be forced from your home. Kraken pauses a moment and stares at me intently. I know this mind isn't on me though. He nods once, then smiles so slightly that I'm sure it's a trick of the light at first, then he sighs. I see why the others follow you now. You can listen and observe others while seeing through to the underlying basis of the behaviour. It makes you a real leader. I blush and wave away that idea. I'm not even sure if my theory is right, but it's an attempt to find more in action rather than taking it at face value. Interesting. I swallow and shake my head. I don't want him to think too much of me. I don't feel like I deserve any praise for offering my opinion. We'll only know whether I'm right when we meet again. Then soon, as always. I shrug. Maybe I'll make you wait until later. He laughs and holds the door for me. Later then. I glance over my shoulder once before heading home. Broop, 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 broop. Okay. I go to Angel's home and find her doing her needlepoint in the coloured light of the stained glass window. It seems like a spotlight highlighting her. I lean against her front door, then knock on the door frame. She looks up and sets her work down before following me home. We stand in front of the waiting music, and she swallows anxiously. We can wait if you need more peace. Peace can't linger when anxiety exists. I wait a few seconds and roll my eyes as she gnaws on her bottom lip. I work the music box until we're surrounded by her memory again. The kind guard from the last memory, Theon, rushes in under the cover of night. He unlocks her shackles while panting. When Angel tries to speak, he kisses her softly. You deserve to be free whether you can fly or not, Angel. I'm going to make sure you're never caged again. She swallows but nods to him, taking his hand as he leads her towards the cliffside. He motions to the side where there's another entrance. All we have to do is jump and you'll be free. There's a way out. We have to hurry. Go! Angel shakes her head and takes a step back. I'll fall. I can't. Please, we don't have time. He goes after her, trying to pull her to the side, but there's a slam of the door and the huge brutish man appears. He tusks at Theon and pulls him away from Angel. Theon tries to fight, but that doesn't stop the villain. He breaks the man's neck with a cruel twist and drops him to the floor like he's nothing. He was right, little bird. You had no time. He died for nothing because you wouldn't fly. Angel collapses to the ground, jostling the guard. Her teary eyes lift to the villain and he comes into sharp focus. A brutal face covered in scars and etched with hatred. It's a face that redefines nightmares. In his honour, I'll give you 10 seconds to free yourself. In that time, backup will arrive. Angel gets to her feet and returns to the spot that her lover insisted she use. In the purple haze of night, she can't see far below, but the ocean crashing against rocks is obvious from sound alone. The memory shakes, but it doesn't jump forward. Angel tries twice to find a page to grab or hold, but there's nothing. She'd have to jump. She'd have to fly to get to the other side. Her eyes find the broken body of the man who showed her kindness, and she drops to her knees. It's pointless. Why fight when it is impossible? Even his sweetness was salt in the wound, a test. Her hope is as dead as he is. The guilt seems to drown us both as Angel is locked back into place and abandoned. Memory fades out, leaving Angel shaking as I try to get my brain to work. It's senseless violence, it's impossible, and yet you shouldn't feel guilty. Angel's eyes don't move to me. I don't know if she hears me at all. I sit next to her and rub her shoulder slowly. He did what he thought was right, and he knew the rest, Angel. It's obvious he's willing to die for you. I failed him. He was so sure and I failed. That's not the important part. You tried. You told him you couldn't fly. Even if you did get across, he wouldn't have. So he would have died anyway. If I flied, I could have saved us both. You couldn't. He knew that. She nods slowly and wipes at her eyes. It's not an easy thing to accept, and I don't envy her memory. Still, I want her to know she's not accountable for the actions of others, even if they are acting to help her. You never asked for help. You were even trying to do it on your own. You only have so much control. Angel sighs and nods, giving in even if it's just for a moment. Angel walks me out of her house without saying a word to me. She's lost in her thoughts and I'm not sure when I'll see her again. I can't blame her if she doesn't want to finish this. Hope was dangled in front of her, then ripped away so cruelly. How could she possibly have a happy ending waiting for her? I shake my head, but a wave when I turn back to look at her. We can't stop now, we both know it. We need to get to the end of this. I'll see this through no matter how long I have to wait. And that's about it for this session of Curse of Mansions. Join me soon again. And whatever you're doing today, have a good one. Bye now.